Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another raid video. We have the news now out for the next 2 days summoning events that are coming in, with the CVC starting in about 18 hours, 39 minutes. If you're somebody who's looking to summon and you need a reason to do that, this news are for you because it's a 15x going. You guys know the deal with 15x. It doesn't boost the chances of the champions here to be summoned, but it does boost the individual chances which you select on. And it's going to be available ancient shards, sacred shards, and primal shards, and also void shards. So specific champions for each. The void champions are only through the voids, obviously, and the rest are from the rest, okay? And I just want to say, I'll do this a little bit different than I usually do these sort of videos. If I do post them, I'll show you guys the whole list of champions, but I will take it as a list of priorities in terms of who's the best of the lot in terms of summoning them. If you're somebody who's going to summon and you need a reason to, because these champions look good for you, all right? So if you have any of these champions already, obviously the thoughts of summoning that one doesn't make sense, okay? Unless you want a second one, unless you want to boost their empowerment. So let's get started, all right? Let's get started. So I want to show you, boom, this is like the names of the champions available. So we've got Freya, Vault Keeper, Wixwell, Ragash, Kayoku, Hellcat, Grazur, Iron God, Tuanarag, Bellatar, Armands, High Keeper, Prisma, Thor, Feyhammer, Samson, Nethril, Odin, Feyhammer, Rihon, Bonespear, and Tumizia, okay? So, empowerments aside, so like Tumizia being, I believe, an empowerment for Marius, an obvious thing. Like if you want to do it, I think Tuhanari is also an empowerment for someone. Can't remember who. So, empowerments aside, let's get started with the non-voids. I want to say that Armands is clearly number one here. If you're somebody who doesn't have Armands, it absolutely makes sense to go for him. If you are somebody who feels like you're going to take advantage of those stuns that Armands can do, that sheep that Armands can do, it's a completely insane champion. Once you get a hold of him, can help you progress a lot in all of the dungeons where you can stun the waves. Completely changes the game in terms of controlling the waves. If you're somebody who's looking for just another champion for having an option for arena, live arena, Armands is the way to go. If you didn't get him when he was like a fusion, he's like number one here. Then we have a look at the remaining champions. I will say personally, I think Wixwell could go very easily on number 2, just because he opens up the possibility for so many teams for the clan boss, but also for the Hydra. He really does well in those 2 specific areas. So if you're somebody who's looking for champions that help you in there, if you don't have a team yet for the clan boss, he fits so well in there, just enabling you with some buff extenders to build a proper team for the clan boss. The same thing with Helicath, but Helicath not so much for the Hydra, okay? So for Hydra, there are teams with Wixwell that do work, and they do work relatively well. So talking about the Hydra, talking about a big damage dealer, I think Thor deserves the number 3. In my eyes, I think Thor is an insane damage dealer, right? So Vault Keeper, Armands, and Thor are like top 3 in my eyes. So Thor, Feyhammer, just insane. Again, he was a fusion. He was so good. Just absolutely makes sense to go for him. I would say if you're somebody who's looking just for another straight up damage dealer. Then next one, I like Freya a lot. She's number 4 for me because she is a very solid damage dealer herself. She does provide some utility as well to the team. Number 5, I would give it to Helicath probably, and it's gonna be because of his utility, enabling you to create teams for basically clan boss and then even some dungeon teams as well, just because of his protection that he provides. Then next up are situational champions like High Keeper, Prisma. We've got Ragash, we've got Kayoku, Samson, Nethril. Nethril's probably gonna be the last one, so I'm gonna give Ragash number 6 because I like that tiger. It hurts a lot, can stun, can apply decreased defense. I will say also Samson can be very good, situational but good. Kayoku is also pretty cool for just traditional teams, but once we reach the 6 and 7 point, it doesn't make sense to be summoning, honestly. So I'm gonna give Samson number 8, number 9 for Prisma, and then number 10 for Nethril. This is my list, guys, for these champions. And then for the voids, I will say that it's completely separate chances. You are summoning through your voids, and you'll have a choice, guys, either Tuesday or Wednesday for all of these champions. I will say just go for one day, pick the champion you want, and just go for that one, because it's going to take insane amounts of shards to get them, and it's very random if you do. Number one in my list here, it's probably going to be Odin if you're somebody focused with PvP, but also some PvE. Odin is number one. I would personally summon for Odin on my account, but I just don't feel like I'll get anything, so might as well just keep on stockpiling my 5 or so shards that I have on the account. Then we have Riho. Riho enables so many teams now, even Chimera teams, like high-end Chimera teams. I did a showcase past week, I believe. Insane combos that you can do. Tumizia is also pretty cool. Tuhanarg also pretty cool. I would say Tuhanarg is very unique in her utility. Gryzon Iron God also pretty unique in his damage abilities. I think Tuhanarg is probably gonna see some action in terms of summoning from people, but probably Odin and Riho are gonna be the ones people are summoning for. Riho is most probable people have her already because she was also guaranteed way back. So probably it's going to be 1 and then 2 for Tuhanarg. Grazor is very unique in what he does. AoE enemy max HP damage skill, plus he has the ability to extend the duration of buffs. So you can have that in your skill set of champions. Then we have Tumizia, who's very unique because she can also empower Marius. If you're looking for a +4, maybe we will see the whales going for that one. +4 on Marius, making that Marius insanely strong. Like the whales are going for this one for sure. The whales, if they didn't have the extra Tumisias, they're gonna go for that one, and they will do that because it's just insane on some of the teams that you'll see with Marius, guys. It's insane on how much damage he does. You'll see teams where they're resetting Marius's damage for the Chimera, and they can do up to 1 billion damage for the Chimera. It's very end game gear, very end game oriented, so getting a +4 gets you to those stats much quicker. +4 Marius is insane, but that's how it's gonna be, right? If I remember, let's see, it is Marius, right? It is Marius that gets empowered from Tumizia. Yeah, that's I correctly remember that. So each champion that doesn't, you're not able to summon a copy of them, you're able to empower them from a champion that is legendary from their own faction. So if you guys remember that, it's easier to try and remember, but the epics I don't remember at all because I don't really bother with the epics and trying to empower them that much. Not many of these are useful, probably Dark Hail and Akoth. But that's it for today's video, guys. These are the summon events that are coming. I will say March is going to be huge for Raid Shadow Legends. It's going to be their 6th year anniversary. So with that in mind, probably more summoning events are coming that you might want to be saving all your shards for. With this fusion gone, we're probably going to have another fusion coming in, plus probably another daily login champion for March. Once the whole thing ends with once the event dungeon ends, so all of the Alice in Wonderland champions things ends, we're gonna have the 6th year anniversary. We're gonna have packs in the game, so if you're somebody who spends, there might be opportunity for you guys to spend a little bit. So maybe save this month so you can spend the next month if you do enjoy the game that much. And with that in mind, that's it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you had not already. I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.